Good morning, and welcome to the night baling crew. Oh, night baling, isn't it fun? Plus, I'm going to get to watch the sunrise here in just a little bit. Camera picks up a little bit of the brightness over there. It's actually really bright. If you can see a little dot in here, that is Blanca. Blanca is my raker today. Only running half crew because we've got a crap ton of cattle to move in 3 hours. So I figured there's no point in getting half the guys out here at 4 when most of them are needed at 7:30. That's kind of theory behind that. Alrighty, tally ho. As I sit here waiting on Blanca, it makes me laugh because Bart and I and the Big Chief are the only 3. I guess Kenny technically too. Okay, so there's 4 out of the 10 of us actually live out here kind of on the farm. Big Chief, we don't use him in a baler. Just you go do your thing, stay away. Kenny, he's at retirement age. He doesn't need to be in a baler either. So that leaves Bart and I. Bart's getting up there too to where I'm like, he doesn't need to be in a baler either. So then my usual bale crew is some combination of Hector, Cameron, Maddie, Blanca. They all live in town. So when I call saying, hey, it's time to go, it's usually a good 30 minutes by the time they get up, get dressed, and get out here. Because I live out here, I call them and say, hey, let's go. I get dressed, and I walk out the door like, where's everybody at? Oh. Anyways, and then the funny part is Blanca and Glenn live about as far away as possible living in town. They're clear on the other side of town. So when I called her today for a rake driver, I knew it was going to take a little while. But she's here now. That's all that matters. Let's bale some hay. As we sit here going back and forth, I'm coming to a very big realization that I have made a mistake. I forgot my sunglasses. And I wear them so often, my eyes have basically become really weak to where walking out in the sun without sunglasses is not something I can do without my eyes like feeling like they're burning. So this is gonna suck because as you can see, we're a quarter of the way done. We gotta go clear over to that sprinkler. I don't even know if that shows up on the camera. Either way, the baling, beautiful. But as you can tell, kind of looking around, there's a lot of grass, a lot of random weeds and stuff. So they're not beautiful bales, but by God, they're gonna be solid as a brick. There you have it. Roughly 50 acres done. 70 bales, still had good moisture. A lot of those ones will be making their way to Texas. Alright, let's go find, well, 1, sunglasses and some breakfast. Found sunglasses, gotta go find breakfast. Cattle crew's up and going. Got a bunch of loads going out today. Like 6. But seeing how there's about 7 people there, they got that under control. I'm starving and I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. It is going to be a long day. Stupid fly. Hardly eat the fly. Yeah, it's going to be a long day. Like I said, the cattle crew's got everything under control there. So what I'm going to do now is load up this guy, get spraying some feed because I'm falling behind. So this is what's nice about working with our agronomist. He goes through, makes a recommendation, then I double check just to make sure everything sounds right, because there was one on this that threw me for a loop. Just talk to him, everything's good to go. So here's our mix. Full tank load is 800 gallons, so that'll do 106 acres at 7.5 gallons to the acre. 13 gallons of atrazine, 10 gallon of Husky, 5 gallon of Sword. Let's get all that mixing up and get this thing loaded. The biggest pain in the ass about this sprayer is it has to be running to load, because the valve underneath there is electric and I can't activate it without the engine on. That's really, really frustrating. And we're loaded. So what we got, this is called an induction cone. It's where you get all the chemical put together. And then this venturi, the force of the water going through it will pull that in. So that's how you empty out the cone. And then I'll rinse it a couple times. Then I'll do the same with this cone. And then we'll be full. Got a little bit of a pigweed problem in this field, I'd say. Can't even hardly see the rows of feed. Come on, Bill. There it goes. Patches all over like that. Pigweeds. You can see it looking across there. God dang, back to the ocean waves. So pigweeds will make good tonnage in silage. Problem is, we don't know what will go to silage, what will get baled, and while I'm talking that, the reason you want to not have pigweeds in your bales is because they take forever to dry down. Forever. That's why we spend so much time spraying them in our Roundup Ready alfalfa as well. Just because it takes so long to get them to dry. And the other reason you want to spray them, they suck up a lot of water, and I mean a lot of water. So if we can keep them under control, it's more water going to the crop, which is a good thing. So, we're just going to keep painting fields. Second half circle. If I can spit out my words. As you can see, same thing. A lot of pigweeds. A little bit of spring trick kind of over in yonder's area from patchwork this spring. But yeah, we're moving right along. Second time around, and I'm already at 16 acres. I like how the map doesn't load, but the line did. Alright, let's see if we can get this done. And same thing as yesterday in the chopper. Keep the floor clean, kick off the shoes, lean back, kick feet up, relax. It's amazing how much more comfortable it is like this than sitting up. Time for a refill. And back to spraying. About another 30 acres here. Kind of a cool thing happening today. The 2 little grain bins in the yard are getting ready to start coming down. Sold those on big iron. I don't know when we sold all that other equipment. What's that been? A couple months ago now? Guy from Mexico bought them. He just sent up a couple guys to start tearing them apart. See how that goes. And when the truck will come pick it all up and haul it off, so we can tear out the pits and do something productive. Timed that about right. Ran out on field number 4 at 10 till noon. Let's go see what's for lunch. Could really mess with Cameron and go shut the back door on his trailer while he's inside. It'd be kind of funny. It's only 100 degrees out here. Oh, this thing's been in my pickup. It is hot to hold because the handle I hold is all metal. What a genius move on my part, right? Okay, so it's like 3 o'clock. Got my baler ready to go. When I say I got my baler ready to go, I mean I greased it. Hector put twine in it. Thanks again for that. He put twine in while Big Tuna and I went over to the field I baled this morning, came up with a plan for the bales. They look a lot prettier now than they did at 5 a.m. But so the baler's done, back in the shed. I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning on the chopper. Because both choppers need to go in the shed and the merger. Because of, you can't really see the thunderheads behind the trees over there. Got a chance of weather the next 2 nights. When it's 100 degrees like this, and you get a thunderhead pop up, they're usually not friendly or gentle. So, shit needs to go in the shed. Might as well clean it up a little bit. Air compressor will only run for a little while it's this hot, so just gonna try and do the usual dusting off of the machine. But the header itself, because we may or may not be done with it, I'm gonna open it up and try and get it blown off pretty good for end of harvest. Whew, it is hot in here. Oh yeah, weather band radio.
Friday, mostly sunny.
It's good stuff right there. Did I talk about the fact I don't have a fridge right now? I'm gonna assume I did. If not, my refrigerator quit working. It's not exactly a shutdown harvest call 911 emergency type deal. But it's a very major annoyance. Just because my lunchbox I bring is Nose Arc Trail. So, you know, one of them padded lunchbox or padded insulation, heavy duty. Sitting in the window, the heat just melts anything you put inside there. So ice packs are gone before noon. So it was really nice to be able to throw anything I wanted cold in that fridge. And it would keep it really cold. That was insanely handy. And when we started back up on oats, well, actually the end of wheat, I noticed it didn't seem like it was working, but if you aren't running this machine every day, that doesn't stay cold. Well, after a while I go, okay, something's obviously wrong because it's still not working. We take it out, get diagnosing it, and the breakdown in the parts book, there's the whole fridge, or you can buy this little controller box, or you can buy the thermostat. Those are the only pieces. We did a bunch of testing with test lights, determined it was that little controller unit. That showed up today. Go figure, the day after harvest is over. Bart put it together, plugged it in his pickup to see if it was working. He said it started humming, like the motor kicked in. But now I'm worried I may have lost my refrigerator to Bart's pickup. He might not give it back. Whatever. Either way, strip this thing down, let's get it blown off and in the shed. That is the plan when it's 100 degrees. I've got some really dumb ideas sometimes. I've never shown you guys how to hook and unhook the headers. So these are your top mount points. Then you got your connections. Now this takes approximately 20 minutes every time to hook and unhook. It's a major pain in the butt. So you got here is your hydraulic and electric disconnect. So that's latched in. You have to pull that. That unhooks your hydraulics. This is your teeth. So you do that. Yeah, like I said, about 20 minutes. Okay, this should be warmed up. Let's get something done before this decides it's too hot to work. There's Aaron with the junk bales from this morning. This thing made it like 15 minutes before it gave up. That's impressive. Any of you that are watching that run one of these, got any tips to keep them actually working? I didn't expect it to last all that long today. When it's 100 degrees, it ain't going to last, but whatever. I got the header done. Oh, it's too damn hot. Well, this just went from kind of a relaxing, slow afternoon to holy shit, everybody move. So that pen, not the one by the road, the one away from it, just showed up from Oklahoma this morning. They are hot, they are overheated. They're pacing the corral. We may have already lost one. We're scrambling to find more water to get that pen cooled down, give them some more options. I don't know if they know what a water tank is. But yeah, they're overheating themselves and it's causing a lot of problems. But it's okay though. I read on the internet, cattle do not overheat themselves. No. Cattle can survive. It's obvious that a government official was here at some point today. We didn't see it, and he poisoned our cows. That's got to be it, because I'm telling you guys, I read on the internet, cattle cannot overheat themselves when it's 100 degrees and no fucking wind. Okay, Smart found 2 tanks, I don't know, 150 gallon each. I went and parked my chopper in the shed, hiked back to my pickup, hauled ass down here. Now I'm filling that. Thank God we have that. Yeah, get this full and go see what we can do. Some of those days it just sucks to be in the cattle business. We got water to them, we got bales to them. But the biggest thing that helped them was the clouds showed up, the wind picked up. It's just a combination of things, and just like a human can have heat stroke, you know, humans, We live all over the world. But if you try to go from Alaska to the equator, you're going to have a little bit of a tough time acclimating yourself, right? If you try to go from here in Colorado to central Texas, I'm going to have hell acclimated. What's the same thing with a friggin' animal? It apparently wasn't near as hot where they were at. The order buyer we buy from buys all over. They all get sent to Oklahoma and then put in semi-loads and then shipped out to whoever buys them. So these cattle came from who knows where, got loaded in central Oklahoma last night. The truck bringing them assumed since the last several that they brought from there were going to a neighboring feedlot. He went there, got about half unloaded. They caught him and said, hey, those aren't our cattle. Gets them reloaded, goes to a different feedlot, gets them half unloaded. Hey, those aren't our cattle. Finally shows up here at like 10:30 when he probably should have been here like 7. So they spent an extra couple hours on a trailer in the heat. They get off the trailer. It's 100+ degrees within a few hours, no wind. Them poor bastards just, they didn't have a chance. And it sucks because there's only so much you can do to help them. Alright, trailer's unhooked. It's the little man's last T-ball game tonight. I'm going to head to town because it starts in about 10 minutes. And that's coming directly at us, so that's good news. Not good news for the T-ball game, but good news for the farm. So, talk to you guys later.